Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Parents, families, friends, teachers, my fellow graduates, congratulations. President, Dean, Michael, thank you, Board of Trustees. You have met this day with great anticipation. I'm honored and privileged to speak here before you today. As an aspiring teacher, my first thought when I was told I had to write a speech was, how daunting it would be to represent my fellow graduates, choose a message, remain clear and concise, while addressing the largest group of people I've ever spoken in front of. My next thought was, where can I find a gospel choir, pyrotechnics, or banjo players? I'm an art ed after all. My pragmatic side rationalized that while banjos would be an exciting, spontaneous way to celebrate, it was in my better interest to just write my speech. For guidance, I tried to remember my mother's speech from her own commencement in 1996. This was very helpful to me because it made me realize the majority of you will have forgotten almost, if not everything I say here today, 20 minutes from now. Mom, I'm sorry, I don't remember a single word. However, I did learn a valuable lesson from you that day and the years you spent prior to it in school working. I saw you take the risk of going back to school with 3 children. I saw that you were afraid sometimes, but you still took the risk. My fellow graduates, you are here today, not because everything you did was a success, but because you were willing to fail at times. You learned from your failures. There are 2 ways to fail as I see it. I have done both. To fail horribly is easy. You simply succumb to the fear of loss and therefore risk nothing, do nothing, and don't attempt anything. This way, no one can say you couldn't do it. To fail gloriously, you still fear the risk, but go forward anyway. You take the risk, and when you fail, you not only anticipated that it could have been a possibility, you learn from that failure. It becomes a gift. You become an expert on how not to do something and look for other ways to do something the right way. The only way to truly succeed is to be willing to take risks. Push yourself, fail gloriously. Albert Einstein said, the only way to teach was by example. By your example, Mom, I learned to turn a stubborn ear to those who said I would never do more than wait on tables or go back to college, just because I was a single mother. To my daughters, I hope you learn from your mother's and your grandmother's example. Please earn your college degrees before making me a grandmother. Parents, thank you for teaching us by your own example and supporting us as we achieve our visions. You may not fully understand why we pursued our particular choice of study, but you still supported us. We know that you will support us in the future as well if we move back home next month. As a mother and daughter, I'd like to share some insight with my fellow classmates who aren't now, but may be parents someday. First of all, my fellow graduates, you won't understand everything they do, but they know what they're going through. They're well aware of what's going on. For example, examine this universal verbal exchange between parents and their children. When a parent asks, "How is it going?" you know this can be a loaded question. You understand what they're really asking is, how is school? Are you eating enough? Did you gain weight? Are you seeing anyone? Why don't you introduce us to your boyfriend? Why did you introduce us to your boyfriend? You have a tattoo of his name, don't you? Do you need any money? Did you spend all of your money? Should I be concerned about the phone bill? Are your pupils dilated? How can I help you? I want to give you advice. Tell me something so I can give you advice. What are you doing wrong? For those of you who ask, how can a parent justify the implication of so many loaded questions in such a short phrase, how is it going? The answer is simple. The word it in this question refers to everything in, around, and affecting your life. Sons and daughters have an equally frustrating but appropriate response to the question, how is it going? Unless children have had time and patience to upset and reassure their parents, children know the only safe answer is good. Parents, you may be frustrated by this answer, but I guarantee it is most likely the same one you give to your own parents. My fellow graduates, it will help you to remember this should you become parents. As my own daughter approaches her teen years, I've learned a true translation of this exchange How is it going? Translate it into its purest form really is a question. You know I'm there and I love you, right? Good. Likewise, your son or daughter's response, good, means I know, don't worry, I love you too. To our parents, family members, and friends, we thank you for supporting us this day, as your red letter day as well as ours. My fellow graduates, you've had some interesting experiences. Over the past years, my classmates and I have not just survived through unusual challenges and circumstances, but thrived. In addition to juggling deadlines, exams, projects, research papers, sports, clubs, organizations, and volunteer work that you have all done, we have persevered through power outages, freak snowstorms, hurricanes, a studio fire, and even an earthquake. Grandparents, I recommend you resist mentioning you walked to school a few measly miles in the snow uphill both ways, at least to these graduates. However, these are just the challenges I know about. It's the challenges we all go through that no one else can see that can be the most terrifying. So to my classmates, I feel privileged to be graduating with you today. I wouldn't want to take you on a fight in a dark alley. You're a formidable and now very educated crew about to be released on the world. Our education in this commencement would not have been possible without the administration, board of trustees, staff, and all of the Keystone family here at the college. Thank you. You provided a beautiful and engaging environment for us to live, work, and learn in. I know I can speak for my class when I say to our faculty, you have our deepest gratitude for educating us. These past years, you have challenged, reassured, mentored us in our pursuit of higher education. Your work empowers countless lives and enhances the world through the work of your students. Thank you for your passionate dedication in encouraging us to discover our best by taking risks and never settling for what was just simply passable. Thank you for understanding that we had to fail gloriously in order to succeed, whether that was allowing us to throw ugly vases on the potter's wheel before we learned how to throw beautiful ones, or allowing us to discover it was easier to collect scientific sample data from black-capped chickadees instead of cougars. You gave us the chance to become lifelong learners. Thank you. Lastly, if you are sitting in this audience and you wish you could find a way to go to college or return to college, but you feel hopeless, please know I sat where you are now, and I believe in you, just as someone believed in me. Thank you, Felicia. It's important to hear and know you're not alone. At the risk of sounding like a Facebook quote or a human fortune cookie in a medieval polyester robe, I'd like to conclude my speech with a quote. To the world, you may just be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. It's by Brandy Snyder. Though the world may not seem to care about you sometimes, there is someone out there who does believe in you. There is also someone out there who will need to depend on you. You just might not have met these people yet, but you will. To my fellow graduates, congratulations. Now go do the voodoo that you do so well. Thank you.
Keystone College salutes Kati Kameroski, outstanding graduate, 2012, for her outstanding academic record, leadership in college and community, and potential for success in future endeavors on this day, 2012. They even brought their blue and orange kazoos when the time was right.